Hi guys, it's a Mrs. Z again. Mrs. Z. Today is um December 15th, 2024. Okay, this is exit ticket grade 5, mission 3, lesson 13. Okay, we have to apply some understanding of fractions. So we will see which when we estimate in our brain how the answer could be. Is it greater than 1 or less than 1? If we needed to add 1/2 with 5/12s, the idea is to think, okay, how much is 5/12s? 12 pieces makes a whole. So if I want to have a half, I should have a half of 12. So I should have six 12s. So my brain's saying, oh, I need to have 6 12s in order to have a half. So this 5/12 is not a half. So it's not because it's less than 6/12. So when I add half and less than half, of course, I will not get my answer. My answer is going to be less than 1. Less than 1. Okay. So it's all about thinking how number is close, how many little pieces you need close to the half or close to the whole, or how much are that how many the fraction is less than half or less than whole. Okay. So now the B says we have 2 wholes and 7/8. So we need only 1/8 and we will have like 3 holes. Okay, so almost 3 holes. We need to give away 1 hole and 7/9. Think about this, that here you need 1/9 to make a hole, and here you need 1/8 to make a hole. So then you will have 3 holes here, and here will be 2 holes. So it will be 3 minus 2, that will be a 1 hole. But the trick is that 1/8 is bigger than 1/9. Because if you think about pizza, you're sharing pizza with 8 people, and that's how big piece you have. In this case, you're sharing pizza with 9 people. So this piece is smaller than this one. So practically, you will subtract less. This cannot be, so you will subtract less. You have more here than you need to subtract. So you will have, your answer is going to be a greater than 1 whole. Greater than 1. We can prove it by changing the pieces into same equivalency, but just by knowing that 1/9 is less than 1/8, that means you don't need to subtract the 2 holes here. Then it will be that give you your answer is going to be a greater than 1 whole. Okay. Next, 1 whole and 1/12. 1 whole and 1/12. Need to give away 7/10. Okay. When I think about this, 7/10 is greater than a half. So you need 5/10. 5/10 is the half. But so you have 7 pieces, so you practically have closer to 1 whole than to half. So so when you think that, your answer should be so I have written down that sorry, somewhere here. Okay. I am thinking that this has to be greater than half, or less than half. Okay. I have to prove this one on my own because it's kind of tricky, isn't it? So if I skip count by 10 and by 12, so I will go 12, 24, 36, 48. You'll get 60 common denominator. And I know because 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. So you can change 10s and the 12s into the 60 pieces. So if I have here one whole and 112 times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 will give me 5/60. Give away. Now 7/10 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, of course. Then 7 times 6 is 42 60th. Okay, so now thinking this whole is 60 60th. So together with 5, you will have 65 60th. So when you have 65 60th and minus 42 60th, then your answer 65 minus 42 is 23. So you will have, if I'm correct, you will have 23 60ths. So the answer is 30 60ths is the half. So the answer should be less than half. Okay, less. This was pretty, but because you needed to, as I said, 7/10 is more close to whole. That's why the answer makes sense, that why the answer should be the less. But we anyway prove it that we have 23 60ths, which is less than half. Okay. Now we're going to talk about 3 7s plus 1 8. So 3 7s, 3.5 is a half of 3.5 out of 7 is a half. Is a half about. So when I add 1 8 more, definitely that should be the answer that is greater than half. This was easier to logic than the one before. Okay, so 3 7s, 3.5 is half of 7. So that should be like 3.5 should be about half. But when you add 1 8 to it, definitely it has to be greater than a half. Okay. Let me make it smaller. Okay. Our next problem is a little bigger. Okay, this says use more or less or equal to make following statement true. Okay, we can check, we can solve. First, if we think about this is 4 and 4/5. So only one more fifth I need, and I will have 5 wholes. Here, I'm missing 1/3, and I would have 4. So when you think that, this almost whole, this is almost whole. Together, they will make a whole definitely. So these two together are more than a whole. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus one more whole is 8. But depend on how much is that we have to above. This is 8.5. So we can change the fifths and the thirds and the halves into least common denominator. So let's see, if I skip by 5, 10, 15, or I can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can do 12, 14. It's the 16. Okay, so it's going to be 16, 18, 20. Stay there. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So I have to go, it looks like all the way to 30, because 21 plus 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27, plus 3 is 30. And if you go by 2, that would be 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. And then you can go 12, 20, 25, 30. So the 30 is the last least common multiple for all. So we skip count by 5 and by 2 and by 3, and we can find their least common denominator for all three of them, which is 30. So we can rewrite whole problem here. If I need to add 4 and 4/5 plus 3 and 2/3 must be 8 and 1/2. So times 5 times 6 is 30, and 3 times 10 is 30, and 2 times 15 is 30. Right? So the 4 wholes and the fifths, they will become 24 30th plus 3 and 20 30th. And then 8/2 is going to be 8 and 15 30ths. So right now you should see that 24 and 20, if the pieces are 30th, okay, we can add 20 and 24. So we can add 4 holes and 3 holes, so we will get 7 holes in 44 30ths. Okay. So this becomes 7 holes and 44 30ths. But we know that 44 30ths, 30 pieces makes a whole. We have inside 44 one group of 30. So if we decompose this, it would be 30 30ths, which is the whole, plus 14 30ths that is left. Right there you can see that 7 plus one more whole makes 8 holes. But how many pieces we have left is 14 30ths, and on the other side is 15 30ths. So this side is greater for just 1/30th. 1/30th. Okay. It was pretty close, so the best way was to really calculate it in order to figure it out that 4 4/5 plus 3 2/3 is less than 8 1/2 just for 1/30th piece. Because over here we have 8 holes and 14/30ths, and on other side we have 8 and 15/30ths. When we see that 14 pieces are less than 30 pieces and both sides have the same holes, same amount of holes. So let's make it smaller. Okay, so this was exit ticket for grade 5 mission 3 lesson 13, and it was Mrs.Z. Okay, I hope that you understand it and find out how to figure it out problem, even if it's something like easy like this one, or the harder like that one, or the one on the bottom. So you have a power to show your work and to solve it. Okay, thank you for listening.